Autonomous driving transforms everyday commuting from lost time to quality time, opening up new opportunities for work and pleasure. And the good news is, it also makes the ride safer. Our self-driving cars see more and react quicker. They drive carefully and are programmed to expect extreme situations. So they stay out of trouble and they avoid crashes. The autopilot never gets distracted or never falls asleep. It's vigilant and sees things happening. It's impossible to guarantee that a self-driving car will never get into an accident. The self-driving car will do its utmost to avoid crashes, but other vehicles can still crash into the car. If a situation occurs that's unforeseen, the self-driving car will follow the traffic rules. It'll stay in lane and brake as hard as it can to avoid or mitigate the situation. When we're designing for a safe car, the thing that's important is to be able to expose the autopilot to extreme situations. Our starting point is the same as it was 88 years ago, real-life safety. We use data from Volvo's traffic accident research to train or expose our autopilot. So our simulations, they enable us to test a large number of crashes from data that comes from all over the world. If you're going to compare to driving, you'd need to drive for billions of kilometers to be able to encounter this many crashes, because crashes are rare. In our headquarters at Volvo, there are people that work on a daily basis with simulations and testing the car on these crashes. This is an example of an accident that happened in a tunnel on the route, the Drive Me route in Gothenburg. So in the original case of this truck cut-in, there's a car that's driving at 70 kilometers an hour, and then it's driving past the truck, and suddenly the truck decides to change lanes and crashes. When the autopilot is active, what happens is it comes into the situation in a precautionary manner. It moves over to the right in the lane, creating a little bit more distance to the truck, but also immediately when it sees the truck is changing lanes, it brakes and it escapes this crash. Another illustrative example is when there's a pedestrian crossing a highway, when there are cars standing still in stop-and-go traffic. And this pedestrian runs across the highway. This is an unexpected situation, and there's a crash. The three benefits of an autopilot in this particular crash are, number one, that it pulls down its speed in preparation in a precautionary manner. Number two, it has a larger field of view and better image of the situation of the pedestrian. And number three, that it is able to act sooner. Another typical accident is a rear-end collision. If there's an approaching car from behind, our sensors can detect that and warn that driver behind us with flashing lights. And if a crash does occur, then our car brakes and tightens the safety belt in advance. By applying our knowledge of real-life safety, we have developed a safe autopilot for real customers. It sees more, it acts faster, and it drives more carefully. That means it stays away from situations where you could be exposed to risk. So in other words, autonomous driving will make the ride safer.